Abusua yenyina nim de si ewo vetting ase ewo eye abrana omo veti ministers of the state adodom prayer ene gweja gbawe ahasa tampoli MP for Kushegu oko northern region ho a Kushegu ene eye majority chief eye Dafianpo speaker a suspended woman for 2 weeks. MPP force Omontiasie, speaker has no right. And leading by Afenyo Marcus, Alexander Afenyo Marcus, the micro minority, I know the Okan also want to say, and or granted interview with a year Joy News, the Beto channel also. Or can same be said, or no speaker a year suspension or the ama a year MPs, no, the 3 MPs, no. You should reverse it. And all stakeholders what MPP ma ebi say chairman sabun so mo nyine kasa say speaker and reverse that suspension. Na abusia speaker so part chere say Alexander Afenyo Markins on tiasia we know you to be a year lawyer for court on plan emamoma parliament into court. Because you are Afenyo Markins now proceedings because we are mrashe say a year 2024 assembly making a court say speaker a year declaration or your unconstitutional. So speaker now also appointing the high court and answer the Supreme Court to say court suspension on revoking the net and revoking the channel until go to the Supreme Court. Because you are good in going there. Was
that they were tired. Was too much. They were not ready to vet the extra two.
And that's the majority had breached the initial agreement.
So does it has to lead to destruction of properties? You know, you are leaders and your followers copy what you do. Only yesterday, you see, as a result of what they did, a football match involving Kotoko and Nswatreman, a supporter has been killed.
Yeah.
Violence is the order of the day.
A father of 6.
Yes.
Actually, a father of 6.
Because parliamentarians have legitimized violence. That is a direct result of what they have done. And they want to get away with it. This matter should have been referred to the Privileges Committee. Unfortunately, we don't have it. But you don't expect the speaker to sit unconcerned when this blatant disgrace to the entire country has happened. So there must be a remedy. So at best, members of the minority who were then majority that knew the way to the Supreme Court must not all of a sudden forget that we have the courts available. Yes. So yeah, even the onslaught, the ringleader. Afenyo was stoking the fire by smelly. He decided to go and absolutely. And you are adults, so to the extent that as an adult, if someone come to tell me that go and kill him and I execute it, if it's my responsibility, then you, the ones that were pushed by Afenyo's utterances, will be the ones to face the law. He led it, and we all saw it. Fortunately, I was watching it. That was the first time I took time to watch Vetila. And I saw it. That he led in placing chairs on the table.
He was actually captured on record saying, tables.
Can you imagine? So is there anything in doubt? And so why must, at that point, did you see that Afenyo behaving like that? So there is no way another must have the same punishment as the Afenyo.
But the Wejagbawe MP,
I'm going there. Jerry Ahmed.
Yes. I did not see him in the contrary. He was trying to, separate.
No, I saw him. Maybe you didn't want that.
What I saw,
yes,
based on my perspective,
yes,
he was trying to bring the table back.
No. He was there. In fact, his punishment technically must be higher than another breath. And I'm so disappointed in him because you know why? I see him as someone who could have been a very good legislator based on the questions
he was asking. Yes.
You contested at Ablekuma South. You were defeated humbly. The NPP found a very peaceful and safe seat. Where that do? Shifted you from Ablekuma South, went there and you won, and this is your behavior. Now everyone will remember you as that MP that led in the destruction of public property. And what even freaks me and annoys me the more is that Michael Ochilbefi, he never asked questions. When there was commotion, all of a sudden, Michael Ochilbefi surfaced, panting, as if he has been sent to Parliament to represent the people of Koforidua or Newz South to only engage yourself in confusion. When Koforidua or Newz South has had very reasonable MPs. Recent one being Esibe Eboa. So the New Patriotic Party decided to take out Esibe Eboa and replace him with Michael Ochilbefi, who is only interested in fighting. Oh man, come on. This is not good for us as a country. Now, Speaker has given these orders that they shouldn't come to Parliament, they can go to court. But what concerns me the more is the destruction of the property. Immediately there has to be a valuation of the property that have been destroyed. A determination of the value, the cost. That must be made known to the entire Ghanaian populace. Because this business of you come and just appease the masses, oh, we are going to deduct it from source without knowing how much they are going to pay, when they are going to pay, will not be tolerated. Speaker must do us this time around. We will run this country with them all together. We don't trust anybody. Everything must be feeling Gadochi. Feely. Speaker must tell us how much it will cost the country to replace the chairs and the microphones. The same spec. Because that room has to be restored back to its original position. When we know the cost, Speaker must do the greatest honor together with the Accountant General Department to let us know when they will deduct the amount. It's very important.
So are you saying that it is out of place that the minority disagrees with Speaker's ruling?
The moment they said that, remember, there has been a poll out that close to 66% of Ghanaians believe that what is happening in Parliament or the behavior of the minority is not pleasing at all. They are not happy with it. And moreover, the vetting has been turned into personal scoring of issues. A nominee counts, they spend less than 10% of the time asking the nominee about the specific ministry is going to operate, issues surrounding the ministries. For instance, you take that, we ask about it.
Let me put it in this way. I think they are much more interested in fault finding,
Absolutely,
rather than fact finding.
Yes.
Yes, they are not fact finding at all. They are fault finding.
You understand?
And that's
There
not
are
good for
some
democracy.
questions or issues that were raised. You know that the committee is segregated, so there's subject specific to the sector that you're going to man. Questions or persons have been situated there to ask such questions.
Quantify the questions. Quantify the questions.
Yeah.
You have Sandra, for instance, you have about 11 agencies under him.
Yes.
When you ask questions pertaining to about 2 agencies, you have not done anything. It means you have denied the other agencies of relevant questions.
Right.
You understand? And you major in questions that has to do with platform.
Settling personal scores.
Mind you, the mere fact that the person is a member of Parliament makes him qualified to be a minister. You understand?
Yeah.
So that must be the first understanding you have as a vetting committee member. So the next thing you do is to find out whether or not he has what it takes to manage the ministry. And that is where you ask questions relevant. He will not know everything, but how he will be able to deal with issues when he gets to the ministry. You have my point.
Right.
That is a good way of measuring the other. But this business of, you said this, you had this income, you don't know, it doesn't move me. It doesn't move me.
So, sorry to truncate, but let me bring Mr. Derek J. I know he is for the NDC, and he is a part of the mighty majority, or now it's mighty minority. What is your tagline?
There is the super majority, and in terms of numbers, we have about 2/3.
We are well aware of that.
Yes,
that makes you the majority.
That's the super. No, we don't want mighty. You see, might is right is only in the to stop the proceedings in Parliament so that Maneboama would not be vetted. He kept saying that it is not about Maneboama trying to always draw the name and the link to a supposed bribery incident. You see, propaganda and information or communication, when you repeat some things in sequence over a period, it's embedded in people's minds. And then that reinforcement, anytime you remember this person, you remember that. Remember this, you remember that. That was what he was trying to do. The net effect of what he was trying to do was to bring Omaneboama within the context of a certain bribery, so that in people's minds they would think it was Omaneboama. And without saying that, he's actually saying that. By saying that, that's not what he's saying, but he keeps repeating it over and over and over. Now, what happened before? There had been an allegation and it wasn't by Vomawo, it was by a pro-NPP propaganda outlet, which they have set up, and they set up quite a number of them. I mean, the NPP had specialized in information dissemination in the negative. Even in government, they had some wing where Tekutegu and the others were doing that as presidential staffers. They had the party wing also doing same. And there was a site where I would churn out that information, which Vomawo, I won't say he reposted, but commented along those lines. And then it was put together as though he had done so. Then what did Afenyo Markin, the micro minority leader, do? He immediately tagged Vomawo as an NDC person, just because he's a Voltarian. And just because there's bad news associated with it has to be NDC. Vomawo came and refuted the fact that he was not an NDC member, but had always been CPP and voted CPP. He's not retracted, he's not apologized. He must apologize for that lie. Afenyo Markin is a liar, serial liar. He went on to tag the clerk to the committee as an NDC player. In any case, look, most Ghanaians are NDC if we look at the voting pattern then. Because if you voted for NDC, like I know you did, like Mazouk did, and he did, you all voted for NDC. I mean, how come the supermajority came about? The NDC supermajority
Population. So what do you mean?
So are you part of the minuscule micro minority? Anyway, no, you voted for NDC. I know. If you go and do a forensics of the tampons in the ballots, this box, you'll find yourself. Anyway, now you see, then he rushed to Parliament after the MFR Hackasol incident to go and claim that MFR had done something that had dented the image of Parliament, not him. Even though the MFR was clear, and MFR is a lawyer, she was clear that she wasn't talking to him. Yet, out of the over 100 people there, he appropriated information to himself. Why? Because indeed he had gone to where Omaneboama was sitting. And if you ask Koku, the NI, now he's the NI CEO, he'll tell you, and the other people who were seated there, that he was making references to something that he thought was directed at him. The MFR had mouthed that micro minority. So he had taken offense. And then went there and talked down at her. And to that, she reacted. Look, MFR is not a pushover. And no Ghanaian should be a pushover. In fact, women are being encouraged not to be pushovers. And I think we should delve our heart to MFR. And the reference, which was not even directed at him, which he said was to him, that silly boy. Today, most people are passing a verdict on him that what he did was not anything that a man should do, not anything that an adult should do, and by his gender, he's a boy, and what he did was silly. What is it? It's a silly boy attitude.
What he did where?
In Parliament, subsequent to that.
Yeah.
Now, you see, this is a man who didn't win his seat. I was there for the coalition of his particular, listen, he didn't win. He didn't win.
At the initial collation.
No, the recollation at the police, I was there. In fact, I deliberately wore the so that he would know. This is what I wore to the collation, the recollation. We caught them, he and the EC. They had brought a pin sheet that had been altered, which did not tally with the NDC one nor the NPP one, which means that it was done after the election or after or the person did something separate. And so we didn't accept it. Edg Tamaklo brought, what do you call it, bailiffs from the court to come and injunct the process. He refused service. I walked to the bailiffs to where he was, and he was served. Then, this gentleman is still now in Parliament. When he didn't win, he's an appointee of the EC in Parliament. He's not an MP. He's been appointed MP.
So he wasn't declared winner for that election.
The people didn't vote for him.
So how did he end
Just
up
like the Damongo people didn't vote for Abu Jinapo, who is still there.
So how did they end up there?
The EC wanted him there. He's an appointee of the Electoral Commission.
Why did the EC declare them winners then?
No, but those people, they are appointees. No. They are appointees of the EC. They are not the representatives of the people of the places that they claim to represent. They should be out of Parliament. And instead of sitting down quietly, look at what they are doing. Look, you see, Afenyo Markin was the one who was instigating this. And then it was being the orchestra, the one who was doing this was the one, Derry? Yeah. He was the one who raised he raised the table up into the air, and Befi and others.
I was surprised you couldn't make that one out.
So
there are several videos actually. Depends on the videos. The videos. When on the station you're watching, and some stations have actually now collated many of the videos. And I drop my hat to the Speaker of Parliament, because now with the investigation, the police investigation, they'll have access to many videos, including possibly CCTV footage if there are cameras in there.
They will have it.
They'll call it the Parliamentary VAR.
Because if indeed there are cameras there, then that should capture even the altercation, how it started with MFA, and who instigated that altercation. To what end did he want to do that? You see, the mischief that these people have been doing. You remember they went to Parliament, the chamber itself, and had placards and stuff, and were claiming that they were going to, in fact, they actually disrupted Parliament. The disruption of parliamentary business, and therefore government business, is part of their agenda to disrupt President John Dramani Mahama from forming his government. When he formed Oral, what did they say? They said they were going to defy it. They were calling on every Ghanaian and their members, including the thieves who have looted. The thieves who have looted. When the Oral moves into the implementation stage, when Attorney General starts the prosecution, they should say they won't go to listen. They will go to prison if they are not careful. And I think that, you see, we've seen students lashing people with cutlasses.
Yeah.
They are taking a cue for such silly boy behavior.
So I will say, and you made mention of the
I'm saying I'm sure I daily update TV, so share you made and I like it. God bless you, pa. Na DAC and now no other embrashe bejofi na omovete ministers of the state na ekoba wentwi hwe eye amanfo a omo tutu bros okobo bete video no mokra se yura eye anodom pre mun tutu table no mun sese microphones no. You see, we mun nyina na speaker transfer there be. You are the honorable members of the what? Of the country. Move various constituencies. Ashim na to abamamo. Not to come in fight, but just to come in what? Say to make a policy sir a bebo na a develop na improve more life. But enyen to quentin and mokotena. Abusha na just say speaker so a man ne poma so a just say bang just say suspension munina 2 weeks monko. Abusha mami for insane go pass from so God bless you.